good?
You look like little kids and you're showing me how to like beat a level in a video game.
It's not going to be easy, pal.
You never showed me. You just beat me and then would leave.
That is correct.
If I walk by to go to the bathroom and all,
Yeah, dude, you're fine. It's not like it's, yeah.
I just don't want to do that.
Elon Musk had his kid today on a news presentation he was doing.
He had his.
Like the kid came into the room and he picked up the kid when he was doing like a Zoom.
Oh, I thought you meant he
had a baby.
He had a kid. Yeah. I mean, I've seen that on TV before.
Elon Musk having a baby.
Not Elon, but like people having babies.
My cousin Frank Musk.
Yeah, Frank Musk.
Muscatello.
Bob Musk had a baby.
What was the name that Bud said when we were pulling in? Like Scarlini.
Sabatelli Figurino. It's a top tier Totowa name of all the Totowa Tonys.
No, they don't have like authentic Italian first names here. It's like basic Italian it's all like Anthony's and Tony's and Michael's and Johnny's.
They're authentic Totowa names.
Yeah. Wait, what? What do you mean they're authentic Totowa?
Totowa Italian names, like
yeah, but like a really like Gaetano is not like a fancy Italian first name,
like from the mother hand,
from the mothership.
Yeah, the mothership itself. No, they don't have any of those, but
no, it's
still like Anthony. Anthony Sabatini is a pretty
Anthony.
Yeah, that's a pretty
That's
standard.
There's even the Irish guys in this town are Anthony.
Oh, that's why it's the Totowa Tonys. All right, jabronis, we're back. Where are we? We're at Site Bravo again. Had a wild week. Well,
see, that's why I think I know he's got stuff going on, but you should have included because you guys had more stuff going on this week.
Well, the Crusher and I will have a separate episode. We'll talk about our pizza trip to New York City. That was a wild time. So we won't talk about that here with you because we already told you the stories.
And I wasn't there.
You weren't there. I don't need you to get all insecure and try to one up us about your pizza slices that you've eaten before.
Look, I haven't had pizza in how long, and I can't do it no more. I have chickpea mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's a far fall from the top of the food chain, buddy.
But I was on the top of the food chain.
Well,
I was meaning I was eating.
You were
you're
on top of the pile. Yeah, it was like a garbage heap, really. But so we're inside. We had Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So for all the junction out there, we celebrated Thanksgiving as a family up in the motherland, Dirty Jersey. And now we're here at Site Bravo to, decompress, if you will. Close out the week strong. Yeah, we got to debrief and have their after action reports, we call them, after a mission. So we're here now. So thanks, number one of 12 times for having us here. So we can, talk about Thanksgiving and the shenanigans that ensued, as they always do.
Wait, where were you? You were on mission or whatever last year for Thanksgiving, right?
I was in the trenches of warfare, the 21st century D-Day, if you will.
Did you do anything on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we had the Thanksgiving special.
I know, but like, I can't remember. Like, did you eat? Like, what'd you have food?
The Creature and I had a Zoom special episode, and we had the special burgers, the holiday burger daddies,
peanut butter and jelly burger. Was that?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's right. See, yeah,
I remember.
So
I remember.
That's because I just told you.
Yeah, but like I had.
So there you go.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, we did that. So because the Creature was also alone.
You used to do a turkey when you were on your own, like when you were in South Dakota and stuff. Didn't you used to make turkey? Yeah.
I like to make turkey because then I can make turkey sandwiches after.
Well, did you get? I got an extra. I got a regular amount of leftovers, and then I got an extra container of like thick cut turkey. Would you want that? I got like a second container full of. Just
you don't want it. It's good. It's good protein.
Because like I'm only gonna. I don't know but you'll make a sandwich with it.
You're not gonna eat it.
I'm not gonna make a sandwich out of it. I was just gonna eat it plain, and it's turkey like that is boring plain. I also don't like white meat. It's all white meat. I like dark meat because it's fattier. It's more flavorful.
Well,
look at me.
So are you.
Yeah, but that's out of everyone in this room, I'm the most flavorful by far.
That's not a good thing to have, especially in an apocalypse situation. You got no rebuttal?
But there's fattier people than me that I can outrun.
Maybe.
I'm at a good spot right now where I can outrun a decent amount of folk.
Look, all I know is in this particular general area, if shit hit the fan, I know who I'm going for.
In this particular general area, I'm on the third side of fat Italian.
I'm talking about the site Bravo.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm fucked.
You're done for.
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
So sorry, family show, Thanksgiving show. One time,
I killed a fat guy.
Well, I was in South Dakota, and we had a blizzard.
I remember this.
And it was we had to do 24-hour operations when I was stationed there, so we were on shift work.
Poor Stanley, man. What do you put him through?
He was good to go. He was better taken care of than I was. So I when there was a snowstorm inbound in South Dakota, we had to have a snow crew stay at the office because we had to keep mission going, and that's what we had. We had bunks and how you doings and ready. We were ready for
like
it.
Those rooms in a hospital where a doctor takes a nap.
Yeah, or they strip each other. Yeah. So in fact, actually,
you didn't.
No. The room we were supposed to have that was for bunks wasn't ready yet. So we ended up having to sleep on sleeping bags on the floor and in different nooks and crannies of the building. So
you're on call for 24 hours or you're working 24 hours?
No, we're on shift work. So we have people staying at the office and they're still on their same shift, but we had to make sure people were physically capable of getting there to work because the snow was going to stop everything. Okay. And this blizzard hit and it stopped everything. Right. And we were stuck there literally on the base. We couldn't even leave after the snow stopped because the plows couldn't get to the base to plow us out. Luckily, I had a brother in arms. He was watching Stan, my dog. So Stan was good to go. I was not. We were down there working in the trenches, and we got to the point where it was so bad that there was this thing called a flight kitchen. They call
I
it
like
that.
The sound of that, but it's probably not what I think it is it?
Well, what it is it's called a flight kitchen because it's for people who are flying night missions. They have the kitchen open that they can make you to-go meals and stuff when you get back from a late night. How you doing? So it was so bad with the snowstorm that the flight kitchen people that went to go pick up our food, like we sent a team of 2 guys go up, grab our bags of food, and come back down. They got stranded at the kitchen in the cafeteria.
It's in the same compound.
Yeah, it's up the hill. It's a block up the hill on the base that they just had to walk up, and then they got trapped.
How many feet are we talking? Like 4 feet of snow? 5 feet?
There was some places the wind blew piles 15, 20 feet high. Wow. One of my friend who was watching Stan, we had to dig his car out. It was buried under snow.
The whole car was
car was gone. We just knew the general area because he parked in front of my house. He lived in the apartment next door. He parked in front of my house real quick to get Stan out of his crate and feed him and stuff like that. And by the time he got done doing that, his car was halfway buried and he couldn't drive it right down the hill. He had to walk home. And then it got buried. So those guys got trapped and we were running out of food. We had nothing but snacks. We had some popcorn left and we had a couple bottles of like booze strewn about the building.
Did you have any cheese?
We had cheese. Yeah. So
I'm good to go with that. Like, if I have to wait somebody place for a day,
3 days.
If I have to,
okay. And things were getting a little squirrely for a second. And in fact, we had one guy. We were just sitting there waiting for our shift to start because we had nothing else to do. Nothing else.
There was no you couldn't watch.
We had ping pong and people were watching movies, but we were getting ready to go soon. So. We're sitting there, and one of our coworkers, he's just walking around and he's looking, and all of a sudden he goes, him right there. And I'm not going to mention the kid's name. I was like, why? What about him? He's like, that's the one. Like, what? The one for what? He goes, if we had to stay here any longer without food, that's the one I'm eating. We're like, why? He's like, well, he's the fattest in the whole group. He's got the marbleized meat. He tastes the best. I'm taking him out. He goes, he's a big guy, so I'm going to need you guys' help. Are you with me? I guess we'll all cut it, we'll quarter him out and share him.
See, but that's the misconception.
It got squirrely.
You don't want like just a fat guy. You want, and I've been this guy a few times. You want the guy who has like a fat stomach, but like muscular arms, because you're going to get the best of both worlds. You're going to get some nice meat. You're going to get the nice marbleization and flavor from the fat, but also just fat is chewy. You need some muscle in there. You need some nice tenderized muscle to give you like so you need those guys who go to the gym and they just do arms, but they still like look like me. That's what I have twigs. What do you want? It's all bone.
You got another misconception about the fats is they have strong legs. They got to carry that weight all day, every day. No rest days for the fats. So I'm taking a thigh. You're going down. I'm taking a thigh and I'm cooking it in a slab of stomach.
There's no way
for the flavor
because I'm covered in body hair, and that would skeeve you out.
I know how to skin an animal. I've been in the wilderness before.
Have you ever actually skinned an animal?
Yes, not mine, but my friend's animal.
my buddy's animal.
Yeah, he'll hunt and I skin, if you will.
How long did it take you to skin it? And what was it? A deer?
It was a deer. We got a turkey too. My same friend got a turkey, not me.
Why don't you? There's no place to go hunting in Maryland.
There is. I just don't have the time.
You have to have more time now than you did when you were in South Dakota.
I need more time. No, I don't, because it was 5 on 3 off schedule, so I always had 3-day weekends. Oh, okay. But here, I don't know anywhere to go in Maryland. Not here, but in Maryland. And you have different licenses and stuff. I just haven't taken the time to look into it more.
I'll tell you where you shouldn't go. Baltimore. It's rough.
Dangerous. We'll talk about that in a second. But in the meantime, first, we'll step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right. I got the mobile notes today. All right. Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Oroku Saki's Subway disposable seat covers. Many years ago, people used to sit on dirty, disgusting seats when they got on the City Hall subway, getting shit and seam stains from the bums all over their pants. But now with the Oroku Saki seat covers, your ass will be as clean as a whistle for all your morning commutes with the other subway creatures. So to get a pack of seat covers today, visit www.footclancovers.com. Use the promo code SHREDDADDY for 15% off. Good covers.
That was nice.
Very important. Very important covers. All right. I'm going to load up the cage. We're doing all mobile today, folks. Big time.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So to get into the sort of the holiday spirit, I'm got a little fact from the movie Family Man.
Classic.
Well, they are Cage classics. I'm biased. I got it. So in this movie, Nick Cage goes back in time to an alternate reality of his life.
It doesn't go back.
Not back in time. I was wishful thinking. Yeah, I was thinking back to the future, and I wanted it to be
different. Just a different, like an alternate
universe of the present day, if you will. You're right. So, and it shows him how he would have been if he stayed with his girlfriend instead of going to Europe for his internship and all the how you doings. Now we know from the past Cage facts that Nick Cage is a big Elvis fan, Elvis Presley, so much so that he married Elvis's daughter just to prove how big of a fan he was. So in the movie, Jack, he's going through Jack is his character, in case anyone didn't know. He's going through like a box of his personal stuff in one of the scenes, a random scene. And in that box was a bottle of cologne, English leather. Now, there's no confirmation that Nick Cage purposely used that cologne for the movie in the box, but that was Elvis's go-to cologne, English leather. Mm-hmm. And it's also especially back in the day, that was a big time cologne. Like if you're a big timer like Elvis, if you're an A-lister, you're using English leather. And so Cage had that. I think he slipped that in there just to let everyone know again, hey, in case you didn't believe me, when I stripped his daughter, I wear his cologne as well. I douse myself in him.
That's the bigger proof right there. Is like not only did I strip his daughter, but the cologne is the same.
Yeah, I strip his daughter, and I also smell like him when I do it. So talk about a power move.
So would you
daddy issues?
Now, obviously, I know the answer to this, but if you met Nick Cage's daughter and she was average looking and slightly boring, would you still try to marry her?
No, I have too much respect for the Cage. I can't lie to him.
But would you? I'm not saying would you just take her to dinner, but I mean would you try to let me see if there's something here?
It's very tough for me to fake it like that.
It's very tough for me to date somebody when they're ugly.
Yeah, well, it's an attraction thing. Yeah. And no disrespect to the uglies, because I am one as well.
Does he have
Does
he have daughters?
I know he's got a couple sons. I don't think he's got a daughter.
That's too bad.
I don't know.
What would have happened if instead of meeting Steve Buscemi, it's same scenario, but it's Nick Cage? What would you like be like, oh dude, I have a whole segment on my show, or would you just crap yourself?
Well, so I met Buscemi before the show existed.
But like I'm saying, same scenario, but now, like you just meet him randomly. He's like, oh yeah, this is a poker game we're playing.
Yeah.
Like,
So well, let's backtrack a little bit. I met Steve Buscemi in Vegas. I was watching a game. They were playing like a roulette style game, like a spin a wheel. How you doing? And long story short, Steve Buscemi's playing that game, and he says something to me about the game or whatever, giving me instructions, and I panicked and I didn't say anything clever or attention grabbing. I just kind of
burped.
I fanboyed out. I mean, Steve Buscemi's again, he's a top tier guy.
He's top 5 guy.
Yeah, he's a top 5 guy of all time guys. So if it was Nick Cage in that situation, I would have said something. I probably would have packed in that moment. At least a little dribble come out into my pants. I would have needed like the calico cut pants to cover up my stain.
You gotta give.
But I would have stayed locked into him. So if he left, like I would have told my friends, hey, go about your business.
I gotta see about a girl.
I gotta fix this. Yeah, I gotta see a man about a horse, man about a cage. And I would have
followed him.
Respectfully. I would have respectfully followed him until I got my nerves back, until I got everything, I cleared the mechanism, and I was able to approach him in a respectful manner to let him know,
I'm going to kill you and then myself.
Listen, yeah. Like there's no bigger fan.
I wonder what he's like meeting fans. I feel like he could be 100% one of the ways, either because of who he is, he's really down to earth and gets it and is like really cool with people, or he's so out there that he's like mean to his fans. I could see him going either way.
Well, if there are mean stories, they haven't been publicized yet, because if you look at, and I do, if you look at like the articles
all
on
the
him,
Nick Cage Reddit pages,
right? If you follow along, he's got mostly. I haven't seen any bad stories where he's rude and terrible to people. There was that one story recently where it was allegedly him. He was drunk.
It was him,
and they had to kick him out of a place, but it wasn't because he was being
belligerent. He was
rude and angry to me. He was the guy in question was shoeless and he was drunk, and he was being unprofessional, to say the least, in the establishment. So they had to kick him out. But that was it, and that's not even confirmed. That was him.
If he was accused of murder, I feel like you would be like CNN and just twist the facts. Well, they say, well, here's the thing: is even though there's 10 eyewitnesses are the least, piece of evidence that you
human
can use.
Testimony is the eyewitness testimony is the weakest of all the evidence.
You're already establishing a case for him.
That's what you got to do.
Nick,
you ride or die. That's what you got to do.
Make me your lawyer. I have never been to law school, but I swear to God, I will get you off one way or another.
Little does he know.
You should. When you were talking about Steve Buscemi, you should do at the end of this year. And I know it's going to sound like it's weird, but you should do like an annual list, like top 5 guys of this year, and just like
the LPDS top 5 guys.
Yeah, do we even do like top 5 guys, top 5 girls, top 5? I always wanted to do, because this is something that like I feel like people talk about but don't talk about like with other people. Top 5 like mom figures, like top 5 like movie moms.
Oh,
like who's the number 1 movie mom? Like when you might not even know her name, but like when you see an actress that's like a mom in a movie, or just a wife, that's her role, is just a wife. Who do you think of? I think of the lady from Untouchables.
Who?
The Kevin Costner's wife from Untouchables, and she was Kurt Russell's wife in the Miracle movie. And she was one of the 2 moms in the SNL sketch, the Mother's Day sex song. It was Susan Sarandon, and then.
Oh, you're talking about Dick in a Box?
Yeah, no, but the sequel.
Oh, Do Sex to Moms?
Yeah,
by Lonely Island, whatever the song is called.
Yeah.
Look that. I forgot her name. I know you're talking about, but
Sally Field is a great mom.
She's decent. She's decent.
Listen, you're
not a great mom. She was. She sucked in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Listen, he was crazy and he didn't have a job.
He loved his kids.
Like he was an insane guy who cross-dressed and he didn't have a job.
Look, within an hour of her asking for a split from her husband, she starts dating James Bond immediately. So she had alternate motivations. Oh, Patricia Clarkson. Yeah, she is very mom-esque. She's been in quite a few mom-wife roles. Okay.
So wait. If your wife left you for James Bond, you wouldn't be like, I get it.
No.
I mean, I would, but that might be a self-esteem issue.
Yeah.
If my wife left me for anybody,
we have an input from behind the scenes.
Patricia Clarkson, Tammy 1, Parks and Rec.
Tammy.
That's what I remember her from. So we got it. Yeah. So Patricia Clarkson played Tammy 1 in Parks and Rec. Yeah. We talked about Parks and Rec way back in the day when we were doing the poll of what's better, The Office or Parks and Rec. Tammy won.
Who won? I forget who won.
I don't remember. I think the audience voted for The Office, and I said I prefer Parks and Rec for the story and more stable, likable characters. And I like The Office because of Steve Carell.
If you had to pick one show that you're gonna watch from now on, like one of these shows you can never watch again, which would you pick?
Seinfeld.
No, out of just those two.
Well, I don't know. It's The Office with Steve Carell.
I would.
It's The Office once the Steve Carell episodes because I have him on in the background, and this is what I talked about it. I have him on. The Office is on in the background all the time. Parks and Rec is one of those things where I always get distracted by it. I have to stop and watch it. Right. The Office I can have in the background, and every once in a while you're going to get a killer Steve Carell line or a scene, and it's going to be funny.
See,
and that's it.
He's a top 5 guy.
He's a top 5. He's a top 2 guy.
So now we already know the 3 out of the 5 guys.
Yeah.
Burgers and fries.
I don't know the other 2.
Yeah. I mean, one of them's got to be a wrestler, right?
I don't know.
Is there any wrestlers?
I haven't thought about it. I just know that Cage is 1.
It's Cage, Carell
Buscemi. Is 2.
Is Buscemi number 3, or he's just in the top 5?
No, he's. I would say he's a top 10 guy. If we really had to dig into it, he's a top 10 guy.
But how do you consider him a top 10 guy when you don't even know who the rest of your 5 is?
Because I can think off the top of my head. Selleck's up there. Adam Sandler's up there.
I would take Buscemi over Selleck.
But I didn't say that's why they're top 10 guys.
Selleck.
So you can't have a 5. Selleck's a top guy. He's a top 10 guy.
Did I just say I would take Buscemi over Selleck?
We'll spin the Junction logo up, by the way.
I meant I would take Buscemi over Sandler. Selleck is a top. He might be my top 3. Selleck's.
Who's your other top? Your top
Ford.
2.
Harrison Ford.
He's your top
Ford
guy.
Is number 1 by far.
All right,
number 1 guy.
He's a top 10 guy.
My number 1.
Yeah.
A guy. And then Jack Palance is my number 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know Harrison Ford is number 1. I would say Tom Hanks, but he's gotten weird lately. I don't know.
There's a lot of
Robin Williams is definitely a top 5 guy for me.
Oh, top 5. Wow.
Yeah.
He's a top 10. Man, he's probably a top 15 for me.
A Hook got me when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. But I mean, Harrison Ford, he can make the shittiest movie in the world. He's my Nicolas Cage, but
watch it.
But he's also kind of mean. Harrison Ford is he doesn't care about the fandoms and all the stuff. He doesn't care that he was in Star Wars. He doesn't play into oh come on, I was in Star Wars and go to hospitals dressed as Han Solo. He's like, I just did it for a paycheck and I nailed it.
Did I tell you when he saluted me?
He saluted you?
Harrison Ford.
No.
The president.
When? So
it was the same summer I met Dave Chappelle.
Okay, yeah, now I remember this.
I was doing bitch intern work for Hertz Aviation.
Like Hertz Rent-A-Car? But
their corporate aviation fleet. It was really a fun job, actually. And I'm walking through. They had a walkway between buildings, and the walkway windows opened up to the tarmac where the private jets were at this airport. And at the airport was Harrison Ford's private jet. And he was with Calista Flockhart at the time. I don't know if they're still together, but they were back then.
No, they're still together.
And they were all walking onto the plane. He was about to walk to the steps to get to the plane. And I'm kind of starstruck because top 5 guy.
Yeah. Is he one of your top 5 guys?
Could be. He could be. it's a tough conversation to have.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there looking out the window and he sees me gawking at him and I look like a young, dumb, stupid kid, like a wet sock,
Like,
really.
hey,
Yeah, I think I had hair at the time too.
Oh boy.
So I was out of it.
So you look just like JPL.
Right, like JPL3. And while he's getting on the stairs, it was almost like he was like the cameras were on, he was doing a roll apart. And he gets on the stairs and he does like a turn like this, and he goes, and
like
I just
to you or like
to me. I was the only one in the walk area, and I was just like, I like a wave. I think I did a salute back, but inside I would
have just thrown up.
I had an RBD, like it was harder than a diamond.
I know he's off camera right now and he's busy, but I'm just curious. But can you give us like one of your top 5 guys? Like ever. Just doesn't have to be number one. Just who was one of your top 5 guys?
Like someone that I like enjoy.
Yeah, let's just like
actor, wrestler.
Yeah,
like who you would be starstruck by if you met in person. Shawn Michaels, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Roman Reigns, Shawn Michaels. Like there's always like a couple of folks. Like I kind of pride myself on trying to hold it together with celebrities and famous people because I know they get
so many. Like I work
random interactions.
I work
right
in an industry where like people I know have interviewed very famous people, and the most famous guy I've met was John Taffer.
He's a big time guy. He's not a top 20 guy.
He's not even a top 100 guy. Like, come on.
I like him though.
No, he's fine.
But you're
not.
Don't talk down. Don't. That's the problem with that conversation is you can't talk down. Like these are all top men. So you gotta give him the respect. Taffer, he's a respectable character.
Yeah, no, I enjoy his show. I matched with a girl on Hinge the other day. She was like 24. And so I knew it wasn't gonna get on
right up Bonji's alley. Yeah, sure.
Well, she's into like the whole fat bearded daddy thing. So.
Yeah, right up your alley.
Yeah, exactly. That olive oil skin, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
And we talk about my job, and she's like, "Oh, have you ever met anybody famous?" And I'm like, "Oh, I met John Taffer." She's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, the guy from Bar Rescue." She's like, "What's Bar Rescue?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is done." Like,
hey, I gotta go return some videotapes. See ya.
I gotta return some videos.
That's an American Psycho reference for all the heathens out there who don't know what we're talking about.
Definitely. Yeah, I think only the only ones I can say right now definitively would be Harrison Ford is a top
and John Taffer. Because you met
Sean
him.
Connery.
Not anymore.
No, but he's even his power
transcends life,
heaven,
transcends heartbeats.
Although most likely he's not in heaven because he used to hit women.
He respectfully disciplined all sexes, if you will. Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, that was talk about an all-time like wild interview.
Yeah,
regardless of if you agree with it or not, it was magnetizing.
Was it long? Like, was it really long ago? Like, did the interview make sense at the time, or was this like, did he do this in like 2005?
No, it was like a late 90s, maybe. It was not in the 80s.
Yeah,
where it was even
okay to hit women.
Well, not okay, but it was almost like way less of a problem.
It was just like it wasn't talked about.
Right.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was kind of. It was at the point then in the 80s where it was like you shouldn't do that, but this is not a popular enough opinion for me to say something overtly about it. It was later than that when it was a very popular opinion. You don't hit women.
Right.
And
which, by the way, I'm on board for the
hitting women.
The opinion of not hitting women.
Oh yeah. That's you don't do it. That's it.
Dude, we grew up with women who would
hit us.
Still do.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hit back.
No, I would never.
Never.
I would never.
No.
It got to a point when
I hit myself
when
first.
when I was in my 20s and mom was trying to hit me. I just did like a shoulder grab, and I'm like, well, this is enough of this. Like, we're not going to do this anymore.
You're breaking my heart, Mom.
I would never just like.
No way.
Miles hit her.
I would never hit her. No, not like that Jets running back who just tossed that.
That was horrible.
Terrible.
That was horrible.
You never want to do that. But Sean Connery did the interview with Barbara Walters. That's what made it so like. So what is the term I'm thinking of?
Controversial.
Controversial is sort of like that.
Groundbreaking.
No, it's polarizing. That's the one. Yep, we did it.
It's a good word.
That's what made it so
top 5 words.
Because people were like, "Oh, Sean Connery's so great," but then he's telling a woman that if women get out of line in front of him, he had no problem giving him a schlap.
But what did he mean by was he talking about, hey, if a woman's acting crazy, like I'll use physical force to stop her? Or is he like, if a woman's supposed to drink on my pants, I'm going to give her
I think if they said no to do sex with him, that's when
he was getting
that's what he meant by getting out of line. No, he was the way he was describing it or explaining the situation where he felt it was okay was something where they would like get unruly and, need a like you would discipline your kid. And he was of the mind of like, well, if you need discipline,
I'll give it to you.
I will instill the fear in you with a good slap, regardless of whether you're a kid or a man or a woman. And she was specifically asking about women, and he's like, yeah, if they get unruly, I'll give them a slap. I
want to know like what a 30-year-old woman that is unruly, like what qualifies as unruly to Sean Connery.
It's a different threshold than most people. Like certainly you and me, because I would never even say that on a public interview. Like I would never be like,
first of all, I would never touch a woman like that. Like I would
no, that's the thing is
if a woman was stabbing me, I'd be like, can you stop, please?
Yeah, maybe I'd sweep the leg to try to get her off balance, and then I would get out of the situation. But I don't like. I would never even think about like,
I would never even think it's an option.
You're yelling at me, you're going down. Yeah. Like no shot. So the fact that he thought that is already at an echelon, several echelons above what probably the most people would be thinking about. Yeah. So that's what made it such a wild interview.
I'll tell you who was unruly was the crowd last weekend. They needed a slap.
Oh, at the Sebastian concert. Yeah. So I guess they call it concerts. We went to the comedy show.
It's a comedy show.
It was his stand-up comedy show for Sebastian Maniscalco.
Mm.
He's a top-tier Italian comedian.
He's a top-tier Italian guy.
Yeah. If we're going on the Italian guy spectrum,
if we're gonna not gentrify it. I guess gentrify. Like we're gonna split it into groups by nationality.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a word for it, and I don't remember the word because I'm a stupid.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. If
we don't read good.
Yeah. So if we're going to separate it by top Italian guys, he's up there, top 10 probably for me.
Oh, big time.
But we went to his concert, and for whatever reason, the Maryland crowd at public events is some of the most unruly, disrespectful crowds I've been a part of. And I've been to Giants-Eagles games. Well, where they fight and stab people, and they were still more respectful than at a comedy show.
I think you expect a certain level. I think it's all about expectations. No. I think you expect a certain level of rowdiness at a Giants-Eagles game. And so when you see that level of rowdiness, you're like, oh, yeah, this is fine. This is safe, and this makes sense to what's going on. I feel like even at like a midnight show at a comedy club, you're like, there's going to be a certain amount of bullshit going on here tonight because people are drunk. It's midnight. It's some open mic or like it's going to happen. But I feel at a 9:00 show in a 3,000 person theater, for $150 tickets, you expect a certain level of chill,
a maturity,
and
professionalism.
It's a theater. Like I said, I haven't been to that many comedy clubs. Like I said, I went to the Stress Factory a couple times. You go to comedy clubs, like small, like 200 people clubs. They bring you drinks and stuff. There's a level of that where if you're seeing this like.
It's a different environment though. So if you're at a comedy club, like a lot of the times, comedians, the big timers are working on new material. And B, the other guys, like a lot of the local, like not no name comics, but the local guys up and coming that are just working local clubs only. They're not famous enough.
They're not on the road. Yeah.
Right. They're predominantly doing like locally themed crowd work type of comedy where I went to one a few weeks ago in DC. It was literally just a local show. We were not there to see anybody famous. It was just local DC area comics. It was like $10 or $20 to get in. So I was like, oh, this is a good weekend thing for me to do with some friends. We went there and every comedian,
no one I would know.
Nobody.
I think the only person I know from DC is Chappelle. I think it's the only like super famous.
Yeah, no, these people were not on the road. They're only DC. They're not even traveling to outside of that area. They were funny, but
that's what I would do. I would just do Toto of comedy.
Yeah, Toto with Tony comedy.
They
will love you. You kill. But this was just crowd work, pretty much predominantly crowd work, and they would like direct the conversation to their jokes. So they would ask you questions about like if you're in a relationship, or this, or what are you doing in you ever go to the Smithsonian DC? And then they would make a joke based off of your answers, but they kind of knew the joke.
They have like 5 different jokes available for whatever.
Right, but the point of it was they were there, like that was purposeful interaction with the crowd.
Right.
At a theater show for like a road show for a comedian on the road who's selling out like theaters and arenas. That's not what they're there for. That's not what you're there for.
At that point, it's a performance.
That's right. That's a good word.
It would be exactly like if you showed up to Macbeth and you're like, my wife sucks too.
If you start interacting with the actors on a Broadway show, that's not.
It was a longer show, first because of the interruptions, but also he's probably in the midway through his tour. So out of what we saw, he'll trim about probably 15 minutes of it to make his next hour, but it was tight.
Well,
man.
It extended out because of
the talking and everything.
Right.
But it was a tight, like it was the first time I ever saw him, he was great, but that was right before
he blew up.
It was right before his 3rd special. The one in the purple shirt.
Right.
He might have even filmed it like right then. It wasn't out yet, but I basically saw that act at the Stress Factory. So it was polished. It was ready to go to be filmed.
Yeah.
When we saw him the next time, it was like 2 or 3 months after another special came out. So it was all new material.
And he was working out not just the material, but
the concepts.
And then went to make the jokes too. Right. Like everything was new.
Yeah, and it was fun. Like, it was funny.
I actually appreciated that. I like to see. That's why I like to go to the local places because you can see them work through the process. I enjoy that.
It's a cool experience.
Right. But that still is a performance.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
It was not a local club situation.
Now, this was definitely like, this was a performance. This is his act. It's polished. He knows where the beats are. He's got his jokes memorized.
Right.
It's like Shakespeare. It's like going to see a play. And so when you're like, I went to high school with you, like it's incredibly disrespectful. I don't understand people. And this, I know you guys are going to make fun of me. This might be the bitch in me. Wow. I don't understand anybody who goes to any kind of thing like that drunk. Like even a concert. Like I get it at a Giants game. I get it at wrestling when you're kind of hanging out and doing it. But when I'm seeing somebody perform either music or comedy or a play, that's not where I want to be hammered. Like that's where I want to be able to.
If you're at a rock concert, you can enjoy it more drunk. You get a little bit loosey goosey, hit the mosh pit. How you doing? It's different. It's also a different.
Have you ever moshed?
I was inadvertently caught in a mosh one time at a
Nickelback show.
No, it was a Papa Roach concert.
Oh.
I didn't choose to go. I didn't mind it. They did had a good performance.
They were the headliner.
They were the headliner.
Oh,
and before that was I'll never be able to remember. I have no idea who they were, what their songs were, but there was a little mosh going on. It was a small venue in Florida, and my freshman college roommate at the time wanted to go, and he didn't want to go alone, like a Steve Glansberg. So he bought me a ticket, so I went with him. And I was walking to, I don't know, take a piss or something. I came back right as they were closing in on a mosh, and they got me into the middle of the mosh, and I did a quick couple how you doing, like up and down, like yeah rock, and then I snuck out of there before it was too late. But at a comedy show, the interruptions that go on, like at this show, were just horrendous, and they were ongoing. And the idea of like, well, I'm gonna pay $100+ for those seats that those people are at, and then try to just interrupt the act to think that this guy wants to come talk to me. Only there's 5,000 people in this theater. I'm gonna just like I'm the me monster now. I'm gonna take over, and we're gonna have a conversation. Like, what world do you think that's acceptable?
That's one of the reasons, not that I would ever be successful at it because I don't think I'm that clever, but one of the reasons I've never gone to like do an open mic night is I'm not nervous about doing something in front of people. Like I kind of do that for a living now. So even if my jokes didn't land or whatever, I'd be like, okay with it. It's like if someone just starts like, oh, you fat garbage, like start like heckling me, I would either start to cry or I would like throw my shoe at him. Like I don't know. And you can tell.
I would just walk up and eat his food. Yeah.
But you can tell, and Sebastian's been doing this 20 years at least. He's a seasoned professional. By the third interruption, he was getting really frustrated. He was like, guys, come on.
But that was another thing that was a problem too, was that the the people doing it were clearly not reading the room. Like they were just, you could tell some of them were sober. They were just being stupid and immature and didn't even understand, like, this guy is clearly annoyed when he was clearly annoyed.
Yeah. And the same thing happened when we saw Theo Vaughn.
Another great comedy show ruined by unruly
that crowd
fans.
Was so bad. He talked about that specific show that we were at, like in his podcast,
like a week after.
2 weeks later. I think he might have had like Bill Burr. He had somebody famous on the show, and he talked about like he just played Baltimore or like some casino in Maryland, and like the crowd was just terrible.
Terrible, yeah. And I just don't understand the whole concept of like, I'm gonna go to this show, and it's completely okay for me to just interrupt it, stop the show.
That's Baltimore. It's a tough city.
Tough, scary city.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was rough.
Try to be respectful here, but you are in rare beta bitch boy form up in Baltimore.
I was not my best self. I was very tired. I didn't feel well. I had a lot going on. It was a long
I know,
drive.
we know you had the throat thing.
No, like it was,
and you knew a cold might have been coming in 3 to 5 weeks from now, so you had to prepare mentally and emotionally for that.
Well, listen,
and then we're going into according to you, the most dangerous city in this side of Mississippi.
I watched the first season of The Wire. Like I know
what danger
I know
is.
The streets.
I mean, I wish I recorded you talking the whole time about how dangerous Baltimore was.
Listen, with all COVID and everything stuff, anytime I think I might be getting something, I freak out. And I'm not like a fear of, I'm going to die. It's a fear of.
I thought you were going to say because of COVID, you didn't want to get stabbed in Baltimore.
No. I just get a fear of like, anytime I get like a scratchy throat, I'm like, because of not like I had it already and I was fine. It's what comes with it. I can't go to work for like 4 weeks now. Like I can't go see people. I'm stuck in my room. What does my roommate do? It's the amount of pressure and nonsense that is associated with it. I don't want to deal.
Well, that's what it is. It's all nonsense.
Yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense.
Up in that beard of yours.
I'm getting better.
You're working through it. You were a lot worse back in the day. I talked to the Bone Crusher about old fat Nick was one of the
worst people,
one of the top 5 hypochondriacs and beta bitch boys of all time in my life. I like people I knew and interacted with, but you are getting better. But it was funny to call you out on it because I mean, this is the sequence of events. I remember it very well. We were in my house on my shitty furniture, and we were talking about something, and you said, "Oh, like you got a text message like, oh, this guy might be sick," and you're like, "Damn it!" I was like, "What?" You're like, "Well, if he's sick, then I might be getting sick too, and if I'm sick, this," and you already planned out the negative after effects for 3 weeks after, but like just from one text message of the guy just said, "I think I'm sick." Didn't say what it was. Didn't say just, "I don't feel good," and you're like, you just. The mind worked faster than I've ever seen it work before in the negative.
I have had this family has had bad luck with Thanksgivings the past 3 years in a row between 2 stomach virus bouts that 1 year got you and like mom, like half of you. The next year I got it. Last year I got COVID 2 days after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was coming up. I had to leave at 6 a.m. the next morning to go help my friend.
You got to leave early,
but she's like not a hypochondriac, but she's very, very COVID afraid. So if I go and help her with this thing and I sneeze, like she's gonna freak out. So that makes me freak out. I'm like I said, old me would have said, "I'm not feeling well, I'm not going," and I would have stayed at your house all night.
Yeah, I know, and I would have kicked you out.
Yeah, old me would have been like, "I'm not feeling well. Yeah. You guys go," and I would have paid you for the ticket.
But we got to drag you for it.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth it just to not have to do the thing. It's worth it to be made fun of, to not have to go to a place.
No, you would have gone. We didn't buy those tickets for you to not go.
You're going
because you think you might have a sore throat in the future.
I can see it. But no, I used to be scared of a lot of stuff. Now, when it comes to not wanting to do stuff, I just know.
Now you just sound like an old Yenta, here we go, it's gonna come.
No, like I'll do.
The storms are coming.
I'll do things for like special occasions, or if it's like your birthday, like, hey, listen, we're going to a bar, and I'm like, I'll go to the bar, I have drinks, and like I'll hang it. I just know what I like to do, and I know what I just don't. I don't like drinking a lot anymore, and I don't like staying out late. I will, like, we were out until 2 a.m. that night. I stay up late for UFC fights. It's fine.
Well, we were only out late because of the traffic on the way out.
That was bullshit. Like,
dangerous, right?
It was an hour.
Baltimore, scarier traffic than normal.
But how much do you think of the traffic we had because of the parade? Just trying to go to the diner down the street. Like, that was a rough travel day.
That was a Silver Spring.
Yeah. But that was that day we had that. Then I had my shower incident where the hot water ran out.
The only guest who ever dealt with a shower, hot water situation in the shower with, I don't know. I never heard that before in my home.
Yeah. It was,
home. Yeah.
And then it was an hour from when we left our seats at the comedy show to literally go to the building next door, get in our car, and drive out of the parking garage. Took an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it was that. I've never seen that, but it's quicker, honestly.
I saw that the last time I went to actually with Sebastian back in like 2016.
When we went
2017. No, it was before. No, we went to MGM to see him the first time. You and I
saw this one in Baltimore.
Yeah, at that same theater, and the same thing happened. Took an hour to get out of the parking deck.
I'm pretty sure
I had my bulletproof vest on.
I'm pretty sure Pete can attest to this better.
Pistol?
Yeah. Leave your seats, get to your car, and leave MetLife Stadium much quicker than we did. I'm pretty sure it's probably a half hour to get onto Route 3 from leaving your seat at the end of a game at Giant Stadium. To leave your seat and get out probably took half as much time as it did at this place. But then again, it is a bigger...
Well, there's a lot more exits.
Yeah.
This was just one parking garage.
Yeah.
There was one way in, one way out. So whatever.
We had an interesting waitress that night too.
Oh, at the bar we went to before the show.
That food was good.
It was all right. It was a decent burger.
Well, I'm not even going to classify her as a waitress because she didn't.
No, she brought the food over. She didn't take our order or anything. We just did the order on the internets, and then she brought it over.
Well, here's a good question. I'm an over tipper. I tip 20%. If you're terrible, you're getting 20%. If I know you, you're getting like 30-35%.
Yeah.
How does tipping factor into this kind of post-COVID world? Not at a regular restaurant where they're doing regular stuff, but when it's a place where you sit down, you scan, you order everything through the phone, and somebody's just bringing you plates.
That's the first time I had to do that.
Oh, it happens a lot.
Usually, they do a lot of scanning now, but then they still take your order for you, and then
like TGI Fridays is closed, but like Applebee's and Chili's, they all have the little that you do everything. You can still order with the guy or the gal, but everything is done through the little tablet. The less you do, the less tipped. I'm not trying to be mean. Like, no. I know tipping is very important.
No, I still give a lot of tips, but the I guess the moral dilemma I have is the business paying the waiters and waitresses a better salary because they know the tips are going to be less. Because
probably not.
The salary they give them, technically it's like less than minimum wage for the salary because they know the tips are going to even out.
Yeah.
So they can justify it that way. And like, that's the way it has been historically in the community.
Yeah.
But when they know that like, oh, you're not even going to be at the tables much anymore. You're just going to be serving food and that's it.
Well, see, that's
like, you're not even taking orders. You're not talking to people. You're just walking food out and walking back.
That's the thing. I can do that. I can just bring this plate to table 5 and I'm going to just bring you a plate. I'm not going to tip somebody well if it's something I can do. I can't waiter or waitress like in regular times. I find those people who are, especially the ones who are good at it, even Francesco was really good. They're insanely talented, and especially if you're good with
and they have to deal with shitty customers.
Dude, especially if you're at like a chain restaurant, the shittiest people, actually any restaurant, because even if you're at a fancy restaurant, rich people are just as shitty as the rest of us.
Yeah.
So I tip those people because like you're busting your ass. You have to remember all this stuff. You have to treat all these a-holes with respect.
And there's
hats off to you. But if you're just bringing me something that I did everything myself, you haven't even talked to me, like I can do that.
Yeah. And there's a good chance if like the real waiters and waitresses, there's going to be several tables where they get dicked over on the tip by those unruly, like just ridiculous, shitty customers.
Yeah.
So that's why I have no problem doing that. But when you're just walking food over, and that's it.
Yeah, because you don't even need to like. There's no special request. You can put in the comment section on your phone. Like,
nothing. There was nothing there. The person walked over, showed us her armpit hair, and walked away. I should have given her a Bic. That was the tip. Here, use this.
It was nasty
Tough.
because it wasn't like I forgot to shave the past few days. I've been busy. I'm kind of lazy. This was like, no, I'm intentionally growing this out because like, what's the problem with it? Like, the problem is that it's gross.
Yeah, and this is not like a women should do this. It's I have a problem with body hair.
Yeah.
I do it. Like I shave my whole body with the exception of like my chest. I'll buzz it.
Yeah.
Everything else is
you
gone.
You don't shave your armpits.
No, I shaved my pits once because I lost a bet. And it
to yourself,
yeah, with the demons inside, the voices in my head. But I did it one time, and that was it. It was fine. Like, but I have a problem with body hair, so it has nothing to do with the fact that like you're a woman, you need to shave it. It's like you have body hair. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. You and Crusher keep trying to get me to shave my arms because
you got to get the diamond cuts in the forearms and stuff.
First of all, I got pretty nice veins going on. That's a lot of other kind of
that's from other that's from self-help, if you will. A lot of self-help.
Trust me, I'm not helping myself. Yeah. If anything, it's a detriment to me
emotionally, probably. Yeah,
there's a lot of crying.
It's a silent therapy.
But I like the way my tattoo looks with the hair. Like I like that kind of like, it makes it look a little more faded. Like it's been sun torn or whatever the word is. Like
sunburned.
It looks like it's like worn and it's like a navy. Like when you're, like the old guys that were in the Navy and like they had this, like an anchor on their arm and it's faded. It's under tons of body hair.
Yeah. That's because they've gone from port to port, fighting wars and fighting the clap.
I've gone from port cheese to port cheese.
Yeah, from port cheese to port wine.
To port wine.
Yeah,
I had a great
Goudas.
Well, I know cheese.
Well, I know you're top tier cheese man.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah, you're something, all right. But that's why I like to do the shaves.
But doesn't it?
But I don't. That's not why I like to do it. I have a mental disability with it.
Listen. Body hair is not my favorite thing either. If I could do the laser removal for like everything going on back there, I would definitely do it. There's plenty of times I wish I didn't have to clean out my shower every day, Johnny. Like there's a lot of stuff going on.
I know,
but I don't mind how it looks like in the front part of my body. Like down here it gets a little. What are you gonna do?
You gotta clean it up. What do you mean? What are you gonna do? I know exactly what you could do.
I trim and buzz. I don't use shaving cream. Like
I don't use shaving cream either.
Yeah.
Shaving cream.
Cream.
Yeah, the cream.
But I can't. I did this once in when we were in Italy. I shaved my arms.
Yeah, I remember that.
From
prepare.
shoulder down to prepare for what I don't know, but to get ready for it. Whatever it was coming.
It was coming.
I was gonna be ready.
Well, you had to immerse yourself just like I did.
No, they're all hairy over there. Are you kidding? That's where we get it from.
That is true.
Yeah.
Are we going this year? And aggressive.
Are we going this year?
I'd like to still.
You could probably do it.
Well, I know the rest of the family is too scared. Now, listen, I think the borders are closed.
I think on paper, I think that with those four people, our parents and the two other people who I don't want to mention, but you know who it is. I think on paper that sounds like, oh, this will be like a ton of fun. I think in actuality, it would probably be a nightmare for me and you.
Yeah, we'd have to go do our own thing.
Yeah, because
leave.
I know one of them, the male in the other pair, is like not going to want to try any fun food. He's just going to it's just going to be chicken parm at every place that we go.
Chicken tendies.
Not chicken. No, he'll eat chicken parm. Maybe, but I don't think he'll do any of the sea. Like I won't really do the seafood.
We can do our own. We can all plan our own Italy trip. But
where do you want to go?
We could go all over. I tell you what we need to do. We need to find that library up in Venice.
See, you're at the library, which I want to do. I want to go back to that restaurant in Positano.
Yeah, well, I mean that goes without saying. Yeah. It should.
Well, also
I'll have my tablecloth shirt ready. What do you mean? Hold on.
No. Pistol was he's clarifying that he got there. I thought he had something important to say. I'm like, why is he texting me? He has his gig right now, but he's like, I got here.
Oh, make sure you didn't die.
Yeah, you don't have a loose pistol.
You don't want to have. Yeah, you don't want to have an unsafe pistol.
You don't want to have a pistol at the safety.
That's right.
But can we go into the library?
I don't know. We got to find it first.
This is going to be our City Hall subway station.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk about. We'll discuss that at a later date. But I will say we did find a secret subway station in New York City. and we accessed it.
But it's not. It's not really secret if you just access it by taking the regular subway. Like
we were the only ones on
there. You
there.
didn't have to pay a guy. You didn't have to go under a bridge. Like,
because we knew how to make it happen. Did Indiana Jones have to pay a guy to get into the basement of that library?
He had to break through a concrete floor.
We had to break through
with our Metro
card. We had an emotional breakthrough.
So full of shit.
We got it. You're just jealous. That's what it is. You're jealous and you're insecure, and you have to try to make sure that everyone knows that you're not left out.
Everything that you know about me. Do you think I would have wanted to do 5 days of walking around New York City
and eating pizza?
I don't really eat pizza anymore.
Not with that attitude, you don't. Yeah,
I don't look like it.
You would have. We earned our slices. You work out to eat slices.
I will say you guys do work out like animals. Like watching him today when we were on like a time crunch.
Watching
Crusher work out today. Well, we were only there for like 40 minutes. He did everything he possibly could in those 40 minutes.
A lot of working out.
Literally crushed it.
He did. He did crush it.
But so we got to do Venice. I want to do Florence again.
Venice is like a quick trip to
that for the library
and maybe the boats.
Yeah, and I want to go to there's the square, the famous like market in the square. I think it's called St. Mark's Square. I think.
Okay.
Or maybe or maybe it's St. Mark's in the Vatican.
I don't know.
I don't want to do the Vatican again.
I don't. Yeah, we were there. We saw the Sistine Chapel. We saw where they touched the kids. Yeah. I'm good. Got it.
I felt bad for Dad on that because he was really excited for us to like experience that like he did when he first saw it. But he saw it in the 80s where there was like 10 other people there with him. We were you couldn't move. It was packed and we were in there for 2 seconds and they wouldn't let you take pictures. It was very,
I think I snuck. Did we sneak a picture?
I didn't.
I don't know why they had no picture rule. That's weak.
Do you have all those pictures? I don't know where they are.
Yeah, I have them.
All right. You can
from my camera.
Can you pull them up? No, I took a lot on my phone. Did I ever send those to you?
I don't know. Probably not. I had a digital camera at the time.
Okay. I took a lot. I had my flip phone back. I think it was a flip phone or a Samsung or something.
Yeah.
But I want to go to Capri, the island.
They got good food there.
There's other reasons, I'm sure, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's all I think about now these days.
We got to do the food, but also like I want to see some things. I felt like we did a lot of touristy stuff last time, but now that we got the major things out of it, I still want to go to the Coliseum again because that was awesome.
You got to do that.
But yeah. I want to do.
I want to see Pompeii again. I like Pompeii. Rain. Not in the rain. Yeah, a nice day, looking at dead bodies.
You want to go see the Pisa, the Leaning Tower?
Where's that?
Pisa.
Yeah. Add it on the list. What kind of food do they have? Pizza.
I want to say Pisa is by Genoa, so they'll have a lot of
salamis.
They'll have salami, but they'll also have a lot of like pesto is from.
Send the salami Genoa. To your boy in the army.
Yeah.
Saul Rosenberg. That's a Jerky Boys quote.
Okay.
It's before your time.
I want you to kill Spider-Man.
Speaking of good food, we had a pretty good food a spread for Thanksgiving.
You tell it.
What, you didn't like it?
No, I did, but like I want you. I talk too much about food, so like I want you to tell it.
Yeah, but you're a food guy. You're a top tier cheese man.
I'm a top 5 cheese guy.
Yeah, you are.
Come on. I think we could all agree on that here in this room. Top 5 cheese.
Well, it's just you and me right now.
Number 2. I'll take it.
Top
2. Yeah. So I gotta say, as much as we give her grief, she did my sister puts on a good Thanksgiving. Jessica does a good job.
Yeah. Well, I thought for sure it was going to be like a trick Thanksgiving where she says, "Oh, I'm going to host it at my house."
But then
dot. Everybody, you make the food and bring it.
She never does this. I will say she never does that on Thanksgiving. She does a majority of the work, and I actually end up feeling bad, except that me and Dad and Mom also do a lot of work. Other people maybe don't.
I don't. What are you gonna do? The reason I don't feel bad is that's how it is on holiday. When you host a holiday, that's what you are hosting, and you are.
No, I get it. But she does.
You're doing it all,
she does it.
Yeah, she does. No.
She did it, and her food was good. She did the soup. Did you try the soup?
I didn't try the soup yet. I got some leftovers. Yeah,
the soup was really good. I mean, I think my board.
It was like an appetizer. So we'll clarify. Yeah. We're not eating soup only on Thanksgiving. Soup is not the meal.
Yeah. Do you know, like, there's a lot, and a lot of Italians do this. They do like a heavy pasta on Thanksgiving. Like
we used to.
We never did.
We used to have pasta way back in the day when I was a kid. I remember because I used to eat it and get full, and then I got yelled at for not eating the rest of the.
That must have been like when we were living in Rockaway. I don't remember ever having pasta on Thanksgiving.
Most of our family get-togethers
that's the thing.
And holidays would include. Yeah. So,
but not. I just don't remember.
Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Maybe because I want it to be pasta.
Because I want pasta.
Yeah. I want appetizer spaghetti.
Pasta right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of Italians do, and like a heavy, not like a spaghetti or like a penne. They'll do a lasagna or a manicotti. Like they'll do a heavy cheese-filled pasta before
the real deal,
before stuffing and chicken and turkey.
Turkey, yeah. We didn't do that, but that was fine. But you had a good cheese board.
It was just one of my better. I wish I had the walnuts. I wish they didn't forget the walnuts.
The candied walnuts.
Yeah,
that would have been
a nice sweetness,
and crunch to it all. But if we have the picture, I'll post it up here of the board. Yeah, so we'll pop it up there. But good appetizer cheese board. We had actually a pretty decent stromboli. Situation.
Yeah. It was. I didn't try
one of the guests.
I didn't try the vegetable one because I'm not gonna do that.
Vegetables,
but, I'm gonna go on the record right now. I eat a lot of vegetables and I like them.
You don't have to defend yourself. I got it.
I'm gonna explain something so that you know.
I already know. I know you want everyone to know because
I don't like vegetables.
I like vegetables and I'm tough and this and that, like whatever.
Vegetables in my tasty foods. I don't like vegetables on my pizza. I'll eat the broccoli on its own quickly.
Stromboli is for meat and cheese.
Exactly.
I got it.
I don't want vegetables on my tasty thing.
Yeah, I don't like the vegetable version of anything. Yeah. I want straight vegetables. I like broccoli.
Spinach,
I like string bean.
Spinach, I'll do. I don't count peppers and onions as vegetables because those are they're an accoutrement. They're like a condiment. Peppers and onions.
You can just add that to any assorted Italian meat dish.
And that's that
right.
But I can't stand people who are like, oh yeah, I got mushrooms and broccoli and cauliflower on the pizza. I'm like, that's disgusting.
I don't want it.
Eat it. What did mom always do with sneaking vegetables?
Oh, put in the meatloaf.
Yeah.
But then what happened? It became a spinach loaf with meat in it.
With various meat chunks.
Yeah.
And we tell her even when she does it now, listen, I'll eat a whole pound of broccoli. I'll eat broccoli.
I'll eat spinach by myself. No problem.
Yeah.
Just put it on the plate.
Yeah.
Don't try to mix it in. I'm 45 years old. You don't need to hide spinach in a stromboli. I want meat and cheese in my stromboli. But it was good.
It was. What was in the vegetable one? Did you have it?
Mushrooms and roasted peppers.
Mushrooms.
The combination was not great with the roasted pepper.
Well, that's a weird combo.
Yeah. It was like the Friends episode with the English trifle or whatever it's called.
Meat, good.
The mushrooms were good. Yeah. The peppers were good. The cheese was good. But altogether, it was like
shouldn't be.
Yeah, the meat stromboli was better.
Some things like, oh, you know what would go great on this turkey sandwich? Swedish fish. I like them both, so I'll put them together.
Right. That's not. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. It wasn't bad though. Nice try.
Dinner was very good. The turkey was great.
A lot of turkey.
I think we did 2 turkeys.
Yeah, I think we make regular turkey for the table and then sort of like a to-go turkey.
We have a smaller turkey.
Yeah, because we got to have the leftovers.
2 kinds of stuffing. The in-bird.
Yeah, I don't eat stuffing much. It's just hot, wet bread.
Yeah, but it's so good. That's what I used to eat. I used to remember the next day.
That was your nickname in college, hot, wet bread.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
That wasn't hot. It was just wet.
Wet bread.
The next day before we started our tradition of going to get in the tree and going to get breakfast the day after Thanksgiving, I couldn't wait. I would just eat the stuffing and the leftover charcuterie, from whoever, I guess whoever made it back then.
Yeah.
But I would just stuff my face. I would eat cold stuffing in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not it's good, but I'm not going to waste stomach space on bread. It's literally stuffing. It's called stuff. It's just I'd rather eat the turkey, the vegetables, all the other how you doings.
I'll be honest. I can't eat a lot of that turkey because I can't eat that turkey in a healthy way.
Because then does it give you the sniffles 3 months later?
No, I can't eat that turkey I need something. I either need stuffing or gravy. I need something.
Was it dry?
It's not that it's just dry. I don't feel like it has a lot of flavor.
Tell me what the problem.
It doesn't have a lot of flavor to me. So I need to put a bunch of nonsense on it, and then that makes it not healthy. And then I'm like, I might as well just eat something else.
Well, like you put the mashed potato,
Yeah, that's not
a
healthy.
little gravy.
Well, mashed potatoes and
Sweet
gravy.
potatoes
and,
was decently
was
healthy, except they
delicious.
had the candy walnuts on top.
Sugar.
All very good though.
Very good. You didn't like the other stuffing with the apples? That was also very good.
I didn't try the stuffing.
No. Oh, did you get any? I'm
a little guy,
Yeah.
so I get full fast and I eat slow. So I have to maximize what's on my plate with the goods.
But see, while that's good for maintaining your figure, if you just wanted to eat more, just eat faster.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to.
Yeah. But it's like in a pinch where you have a lot of things you got to eat in a short amount of time.
Now, when it comes to that, that's what I do with the desserts. That's
okay. You guys, both of you brought some top tier desserts.
Well, Crusher was the guest of honor, and he brought some legitimate desserts. Yeah.
What did you
Selected them.
he helped you out. Like he just pointed you in the right direction.
He selected them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we went to an Italian bakery in Little Italy, top-notch facility.
So it's Ferrara. It's super famous.
It's super famous?
It's very famous. Yeah.
Okay,
That's where me and Dane used to go and do our espresso.
Yeah. So we got lobster tail. You got to get lobster tail. 4 cannolis, like 4 different types of cannolis.
You got the regular.
Well, there was 2 types. There was a regular and a chocolate covered shell cannolis.
You got to go 2 and 2.
Schwierdel.
You got to do
the Pischkadils.
I still don't know. You guys said that. I don't know which of the pastry is this Pischkadil.
That was the Schwierdel.
Okay.
We were picking out the desserts, and then what we did was we bought ourselves a separate box of desserts to eat that day because everything looked so good. We're like, we're not just gonna wait, save this. So we got lobster tail and some other stuff and Neapolitan, and we ate that. And then when I got the Schwierdels, Crusher was like I want to try that. And then later on in the day, he's like, hey, what was the name of that dessert I have to try? I want to try tomorrow, Pischkadils or whatever. And that was a joke.
What is it? I can't remember the difference between the Schwierdel and the lobster tail.
It's a different filling.
One of them
different
is
size, different filling.
I think one of them is a custard and one of them is like a cannoli cream.
The Schwierdel is like a sort of like a cream cheesy or a custard type. Okay. I can't remember. But then the lobster tail we got at Ferrara's was like a pudding type of cream, and it was real good.
There's no lobster in it?
No lobster, believe it or not, in the lobster tail. I'm not going to fight it, but
those and the tricolor,
those tricolor cookies, rainbow cookies. I don't know what else they're called.
Yeah, it's like you know.
I don't know the names, but everybody knows what rainbow cookies.
They know.
You know what they're talking about.
I love a good assortment of like Italian cookies because that's what they're just called Italian cookies. You'll have the 2 cookies with the jam in the middle, and then one end is like totally dipped in chocolate and with sprinkles.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
You have like the butter ones that have like a little jam in the center.
Yeah, or a cherry on top.
Or a cherry. You always have tricolors being tossed in there. Did you take? There's a jam in the tricolors, right? Did you get like a little bit? Like there's like a little hint of like a jam in between.
There might have been. I know that those cookies were dense. They were not minor league tricolors.
No.
They were
top
they were
notch.
majors. Yeah, they were pro.
You didn't get any espresso while you were there?
Not at that place. No.
Oh, you got. Next time you go, you gotta slow it up.
I washed everything down with a little bit of a lemon ice, just to cleanse the palate.
Not from the King, no. You didn't go to the King?
No, we didn't go out to Corona.
Funny,
no, we were in the city in Little Italy, so we jumped over there. But the desserts is my weakness. On any holiday, I usually save all my fatness and lack of control for the desserts.
See, that must be a Libretti side of the family because Dad is insanely like that. I'm not. Yeah. I need something sweet right after I have a meal, but like it could be 2 M&Ms and then I'm good. My problem was I need savory. I need salt.
Everything is an appetizer leading up to dessert for me.
What's your
favorite gun?
Give me like your death row dessert.
Like
you're about to die. Like you get one dessert.
Only one?
Yeah.
No. Kill me.
That's the point.
That's impossible. I mean,
the
easy go-to would probably
you could forego the meal and get 3 desserts, but you would have no last meal, no steak or anything. You just get
unlimited amounts of those desserts.
I mean, yeah, I guess
I would get probably a gallon of ice cream.
What kind?
I'd go Neapolitan.
Really?
Yeah, because it's no nuts. What's my favorite go-to because it's no nonsense. You get a little taste of everything: chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. And I have
so simple.
I have an unlimited stomach when it comes to ice cream. I will not get full. I'll just keep eating it. And if I start getting full, I can on something else. I can lube up with ice cream, let it go slide down the gullet.
You don't do like cookie chunks or peanut butter. Like you don't want anything in it.
No, because I'll save that for my second dessert, which would probably be cannolis.
Okay, full size, right?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter at that point because it's unlimited. Give me the snack cannolis. I don't care.
Chocolate or the regular.
If I can choose both, if they're giving me the general cannoli, put both in.
You get to pick. You got to pick a specific kind.
I would go chocolate covered.
Chocolate covered with the chocolate chips on the cream.
Yeah, and the cream. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like chocolate chips.
Yeah. And then what's your third?
Maybe grandma's crumb cake.
Yeah, but only grandma's. All the other people who have done it since then, it's been fine.
She had something. She did something to the cake itself that made it like
it was so buttery.
Moist
I think she just put
delicious.
I think she just put a ton of butter,
lard or something in there.
She just put a ton of butter.
But that's another
that dipped in the coffee, and then after you finish the styrofoam cup of coffee, at the bottom you like a few little bolts,
crumbs left,
and
like good chunks, like
and they're now soaked in the coffee.
Oh yeah. Her crumb cake was unrivaled.
Those are 3 solid desserts.
Yeah. But everything is for the dessert. Now,
I
will substitute. I can substitute in a cheesecake. Like cheesecake is very dangerous if it's a good. Like we had a cheesecake slice at Ferrara's. I mean, it was.
So you have a lot of self-discipline. Awesome. Well, obviously, I give you a ton of respect for how you handle life in general. But you're saying this. I don't really ever see you eat sweets. Like I'll see you eat a ton of eggs and steak and power bars or whatever. I don't ever see you like opening up a candy or an Oreo, like no more than I do. And I don't really eat.
Well, I have the one Reese's usually at night. I have one
that's
Reese's
the thing. That's all I need is like one Reese's and I'm good for dessert.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's my problem is I need to only have that. Otherwise, the wheels fall off pretty quick. Like if I have Oreos in the house,
they're gone.
Like if I eat one cookie and there's nobody there, nobody there to say anything or pull me back, the sleeve is going to be gone in seconds. Oh yeah, you got to dunk it.
You go regular or double stuff?
Double stuff is the only way to go these days.
I like the peanut butter ones, but
I like trying them all. Yeah, I don't mind them.
I'm a peanut butter like peanut butter desserts. If I'm full from dinner at a place, I hardly ever get dessert. Only like a family occasion if I'm with the D'Angelos or if I'm with mom and dad and like we're a bunch of people there. Otherwise, if I'm on a date or I'm hanging out with my buddies, we never get dessert unless I see they have some kind of peanut butter dessert.
Like a Reese's sundae or something?
Well, like Cheesecake Factory has the Adam's peanut butter fudge ripple cheesecake. It's the greatest thing I've ever had in my life. That's sweet. It's the greatest sweet I've ever had.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, it is. And it ranks better. I know the rankings of the Cheesecake Factory cheesecakes.
Well, you're a top cheese guy of all sorts of cheeses.
This is a variety of cheeses.
This is
But no, because they've had it's like Ben and Jerry's. They've had so many flavors come and go that people keep like rankings of them.
Sure.
Adam's peanut butter fudge ripple out of like the 120 factory cheesecakes usually ranks 2 or 3. The Reese's one is like 40. It's not even in the conversation.
Yeah, well, it's really just Reese's on top of a cheesecake. Yeah, it's kind of half-assed.
This uses like peanut butter cheesecake filling, a peanut butter crust layered then they do like chocolate and like a little peanut butter cream on top. It's unreal.
I'm listening to you. I'm just plugging in here.
It's all right.
Yeah, I had the ripple. I had the regular cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, like the regular Reese's one.
Yeah.
It was all right,
I want to say that the one that usually ranks number 1, I think, is like the regular. The standard factory cheesecake with berries, with either strawberries or cherry. I think it's maybe the strawberry one.
Strawberry
ranks.
Cheesecake is
solid. Who used to make a great cheesecake? It probably still does. Aunt Mary.
Oh yeah,
she used to put a little hooch in there.
Yeah, well, how you doing?
It'll get you going.
Yeah. Prime the pump, if you will.
She used to do that with the eggnog too. She would pour wild turkey in the eggnog.
I thought it was Southern Comfort.
It might have been. It was Southern Comfort. You're right.
I think that's her go-to. Yeah.
SoCo. What is that? That's whiskey, right? Southern.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's Southern. I just remember in college we used to do SoCo and lime shots. I'm guessing it's whiskey.
It's booze.
I'm not
It tastes bad.
I'm not a
It
top
doesn't taste
5.
bad.
I'm not a top 5 booze guy. So
No.
not anymore.
It used to be.
I hung my hat up.
Now it's
strictly cheese, cigars,
It's strictly cheese
and anything else I could brag
and
about.
chickpeas. Chickpea mac and cheese. Well, that's cheese, really.
It falls in. It
all goes.
It's diverse. I have diverse interests.
People miss the the real essence. It's about the cheese.
Anything that has to do with formaggio, I'm on board.
Yeah, you're again.
But no, I want to thank you for the past week between getting me tickets to the Sebastian show and having me at your house, and you and Bud dealing with me up here. He helped me get my first ever pair of Jordans today.
I did order the Jordans.
I ordered them yesterday.
You'll get them in, and you'll have to send some pictures over.
And I know that you and your friends, I'm still your little annoying brother. So I appreciate you guys, indulging me for a few days.
Yeah, well, you're not little.
Everything else you said is true.
Everything else is spot on.
Pretty accurate, but
yeah, no, but you know how it is.
Mom,
I enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
Well, Mom used to tell me, she still does, even though it's I'll be over here already hanging out with you, and she'll be she'll send me a text or something or a letter and say, hey, while you're up here, make sure you hang out with your brother. He likes you. It's yeah, I know.
I usually only come to stay with him. I don't even see you guys.
Yeah, you don't need to protect him anymore. He's 6 foot, 600 pounds. He can take.
Whoa, 6'1".
6 foot. Oh yeah.
Relax there.
You thinned out.
Don't take an inch off me.
But yeah, I enjoy doing that. So, and you're always gracious enough to host me here at Site Bravo and let us, use your tech gear and stuff like that.
You're gonna have to start buying because when I'm moving soon. You're gonna have to buy more stuff because
I got the stuff.
When you come over my new place.
I already have the stuff. I just don't like schlepping it over. And you and Pistol say, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna buy because he has 2 of these Shure mics, and when I leave, I'm actually gonna buy one off him just because in case I have to, if I ever have to do any work videos from home. In my new apartment, I'll have a setup. So
yeah, you always have to have a mobile setup.
I got the camera already, so I have that, and then I have one of those mixers too, the small one, just one input, and then I just basically need the mic and a stand.
That you'll be good to go.
Good to go.
Yeah, and that's cheap. The stand is cheap online.
Yeah, but I'm definitely getting a Shure. I'm getting a Shure.
You got to get the top tier mics. Yeah,
but I could probably get work to technically pay for it. I guess maybe I gotta say.
You can ask the question. Yeah, but the stand is cheap. You can get the table stand, the weighted table stand.
I like the arm. I just like it.
I like the arms, but on the road when you're doing road gigs,
this wouldn't be for the road. This would just I would have a desk in my new place that's just for if I need to do a video.
See, the LPDS studio at Site Alpha you
have arms, but you also you do a lot of touring, man. You're on the road a lot.
A lot of road shows,
a lot of road gigs.
So I got to give the people what they want.
Exactly, all 4 of us.
All 15. Maybe one day I'll be over at Dom Delapino's side of the house. We could talk about the good old days of the Union.
Wonder how he's doing.
He's working hard.
He definitely had lasagna for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he
did. He crushed the lasagna.
Oh yeah, him and his family, Philomena and Paulie and Gaetano and the whole team of Italians crushing lasagnas. But you got anything else?
No, I think I'm good, man.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Before we go, big 3.
Yeah, you got him.
Number 1, we did it today. Exercise every day. We did it today. We did it on Thanksgiving. We do it every day. Easiest thing to do
on Thanksgiving.
I know you did something.
Yeah.
The easiest thing you can do. Anything. Go for a walk. Jumping jacks, jumping hubs, JOs, whatever you got to do to get the body moving.
JOs?
Whatever it is, whatever you need to do to get the body moving, burn calories, get the good chemicals, the endorphins, the dopamines, the serotonins, all of it. Get it rushing through your body. You'll feel better about yourself. Look good, feel good, play good. That was always our thing. So that'll help with that. Number 2, probably the toughest one to do, but it's very important. Don't be a shitty person. One of the easiest things to do, unfortunately, is to be the text message tough guy, the keyboard cowboy, whatever you want to call it, behind the computer, being a shitty human being to somebody you never met before, know nothing about, but realize they are a human being, and there's nothing more hypocritical than you pretending to be nice and saying you're a nice person and then being shitty to a stranger because you just think it's an Instagram handle or a Twitter handle or whatever it is. So Don't be a shitty person. And number 3, the most important, and it's very important for people this week because it's Thanksgiving week, but we here at the LPDS universe try to push it for every day, is to be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good things and the good people you have in your lives. Mm-hmm. Most important, it's very easy to forget, especially in this cush first world situation we're living in. It's very easy to just get angry and live in the negative, and forget the good you have. Like, people get pissed on little things like, oh, I clogged the toilet, or, my refrigerator doesn't have any food in, or whatever. You have a toilet. Like, how many people don't have a toilet to use?
They don't use toilet.
They don't use it. There's no toilet. I've seen it. Be grateful that you have that toilet to clog, and you probably have a plunger to unclog it. That's wild in some of these parts of the world. They don't even know what a plunger is. They have a hand.
They have no need for it because
no toilet.
Yeah.
Don't need it. We have it. We need it. Be grateful for it. Grateful for you hosting us, letting us shit talk you.
You're 32 years old.
Well, yeah, you deserve it. You earn it. You earn it every day. So thank you guys for listening. I love doing this show. One day, more people will enjoy me doing this show. But in the meantime, a thank you to the Ride or Dies. Don't forget to tell all your friends and enemies, and like and subscribe, and put some feedback. I love the feedback. I thrive on it. Whatever it is, shit talks. We got a troll accounts coming in just to shit talk me. I love that stuff. Keep it coming. Whatever you got to do, tell your friends to shit talk me.
A lot of my friends follow you.
They got to shit talk. I want to hear. I want the feedback.
Secret Chris will definitely get involved.
Will he? Yeah, okay, good. Let him know. Tell his family. Yeah. Make it happen. He can. He's an actor. He pretend to be an asshole. Yeah. Let him know. I love that stuff. I thrive on it. So thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.